We're back once again. Welcome to the Eric and Tony Show, episode 13, the Big 13. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. 13 is a bad number, right?
Damn.
We're gonna make this a good podcast. That's for sure. That's for sure.
I didn't know you had that few podcasts. I thought it was like 100. That's how it seems on Instagram.
It does seem like that.
Yeah. You had me
every
fooled
day.
on social media.
It's actually on one podcast.
Yeah, it's one long podcast.
We're back on the same podcast again.
So I'm Eric. This is Tony, and we have our special guest, Andy
Lazarus.
Yeah. Well done, guys.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah, very good.
We practiced that.
Yeah,
We practiced that
did it
before. Yeah.
The Laz man.
Yeah.
Making his
Lazman
fucking
in the
first
house.
appearance.
Thanks for having me,
dude.
guys. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Now you play this right. You could be the number one
one guest?
Just like Bob Uecker on Carson. You know what I mean? You could be that guy.
Dude,
Just to come back and tell
I'm
baseball
with it.
stories.
What do I got to do? What do I got to do? Be funny? Be amusing?
Yeah.
We're always in
when
search
you're doing
for
both those
numbers.
great. Plus, you play baseball. That's like another huge thing that like.
It's true.
Yeah,
I didn't play sports.
It's coming. It's dwindling, guys. It's coming to an end. I'm sorry.
But you've been saying that like the 10 years I've known you. They're like, oh, my time on the field's almost over and shit. I'm like, yeah, dude, you're still playing. Like I stopped playing baseball when I was in second grade. When I was 8 years old. Like I've been done for 32 years.
That is true. That is true. My career is a Sunday league career.
Yeah,
it has gone on far too long. When you're
epic Sunday,
you're at this point I'm a non-running DH, which means unless I hit bombs, I'm almost useless.
Designated hitter. For the people that are
but not even running anymore.
Right.
He's like,
so like I'll get a hit.
You run,
come get me.
Yeah.
Go back in the dugout.
Just putting your cigarette out.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
There you go.
All right.
Go get him.
Yeah.
So you're on a baseball team. You're also a stand-up comedian.
Yes, I'm a stand-up comedian, and I run an adult league baseball team called the Venice Gaze.
Not an X-rated league or anything. Just
no, we're just
Gaze like the look off in the distance.
Yeah,
To
like
look
gaze off
intently.
into the distance.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys thought.
Definitely not because we're in West Hollywood just after Pride Month. And I
you
think
know
anything
what?
else.
Grow up, okay? Grow up. We're just
Sometimes you
looking
just gaze
intently.
with other guys. There's nothing wrong with that.
Just gazing for victories, guys. So we got like a little Instagram following. I take the team every year to play in like these big tournaments, the biggest ones in Arizona, and take a camera crew, shoot a bunch of stuff, and then I cut it up through the year and kind of make 1 minute Instagram videos. I had a originally I was like, I'm gonna make a documentary about this team. And then I was like, that nobody cares. I'll do 1 minute videos. They're easier to swallow. So
Yeah.
Ooh,
so
pun
I'm
intended with the gaze.
yeah. Oh, gross.
Just
Tony.
swallowing gaze content 1 minute at a time.
Should get an OnlyFans going for that baseball
seriously.
team.
But that jokes. We used to be the A's, and I thought it was funnier to be the Gays. But obviously, you don't want to be, just a bunch of jock dicks making gay jokes. But so I thought, well, if we're GAZE,
It's more like
it's a little more subtle.
Yeah.
And then we got a little, and then I was like, well, if everybody looked like me, it wouldn't be as funny. So got a lot of black guys from Inglewood, and we got all black outfield, all beige infield. We got a white guy
DH,
quota. Yeah.
so you got a diverse baseball team.
Very diverse. Very diverse.
You're
bunch of
open.
gays.
You're open to
we're open to all sorts.
all sorts of people,
Yeah.
which is great. You're a progressive baseball team.
Very progressive.
That's great.
Very progressive.
Name the people, everybody.
Yes.
It's the most progressive baseball team one could say in the country right now. So
Probably the leading progressive baseball team.
there you go.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah.
You're setting up new boundaries, new standards. So you're doing the baseball team. Are you like, we've hung out before, at the bar or after a comedy show. Always a fun hang, always a good guy. But I don't know a lot more about you other than just I know that you stand up and I know you're on the baseball team.
That's it. That's my life.
I was born
That's it.
into
Born
a
with
baseball team.
glove and microphone.
Just popped out, just started doing stand up
That's
and
it.
hitting baseballs.
Yeah,
are you from California originally?
I'm from the Bay Area originally.
From the Bay Area, okay.
Yeah. So I was a very mediocre baseball in high school and a more mediocre player in college. And I just and then after college, I came out here.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to Denison University in
Never heard of this
Ohio.
place. Okay.
Yes.
Is that like Waukesha County Community College?
It's basically they're like, well,
That's where we went.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell from our lack of education.
There's not a lot of teams in California who wanted me to play for them.
Okay.
And Dennison was like, we'll wash your uniforms for you. So
It's like a
what do you
towel service
think?
at a gym.
And I was like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have convinced me.
Did you come from like a big family, small family? Do you have brothers, sisters? Did
I
they
got
play?
two little brothers.
Two little brothers play ball and stuff too,
No.
or no? You
No.
the athlete of the family?
I would say so. My youngest brother would like disagree, but he wrestled.
Okay,
So I'm the ball sports.
got
person,
you.
You know,
Which wrestling
none of
seems like a
them.
ball sport
None
too.
of them can hang with me, like playing hoops, playing baseball, dodgeball.
Pete too. He's tall, man. You're older.
He's tall as fuck, and he's a bass player.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's a musician.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of music they do, or does he do? I'm sorry.
Well, he was, he had a band at University of Santa Barbara in the early 2000s, kind of a rap rock,
Okay.
reggae, rap.
Still
kind of
doing
thing.
his thing,
That
or-
band's name was Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. Perhaps you've heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His brother's Fred Durst. Whatever.
Perhaps you've heard of him.
Yeah. No, now he's in like dad bands in Mar Vista.
Okay.
Playing
nice.
at, his kids' functions.
And then the other brother.
He started a company called Farmers Business Network and lives in Omaha, and is probably going to be a billionaire.
Okay. So you're the black sheep of the family, like me.
Pretty much.
And Tony. We're
Pretty
like kind of the
much,
black
yeah.
sheep of the I think that's what gets everybody out here. It's all the black sheep of the families
It's
from all over the country.
most disappointing kids.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Just like, we're just
Didn't really
we're all-
shoot for the stars. Just wanted to
Both
shoot
my
to be a
little
star.
brothers have 3 kids. I have, none.
That's
Yeah.
that's the way you do it. That's how you stay the
that's
black
how
sheep.
it's done.
You got it. Somebody's got to be the fun uncle.
That's right.
That's what I am. I'm
That's
the
right.
fun uncle.
That's what I am.
I'm the guy that forgets everyone's birthdays and then like gives them birthday presents like 3 months after their birthday, or like just calls them, or like, we're gonna hang out next time, and like that, that kind of shit. Gives them all, feeds their brain with like all the shit that their parents are against or not aware of, and all
Now,
that
do
kind
your
of stuff.
brothers think you should call their kids and check in with them?
No,
Oh.
no.
No, right?
Dude, that's bold.
Yeah. My younger brother was mad at me. And I only knew this through my mom because she told me. She's like,
That's
yeah. And she was like, you haven't called Charles's kids for a while. You don't call kids.
Yeah, I say the same. shit.
No, it's not up to me.
How's kindergarten going?
Yeah, no, I'm not a fucking weirdo, man. I don't call kids. What you do is, this is how my dad did it, because he came from a big family, and we got in the car, and he'd get his brother on the car phone, and he'd be like, Johnny, guess what I got? I got Ando and Beto and Charlo.
Yeah, you knock it out.
Knock it out.
Yeah, that's
You know?
smart. That's
Yeah.
very
That's
smart.
how you do it.
Yeah,
But
that-
you don't like, it's not up to me to call children.
Yeah, I 100%
I would be more
agree
concerned
with
if you were doing that. Like, hey, I haven't talked to you. Put your kid on the phone. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah.
That'd be very
Maybe like,
alarming.
I
Yeah.
will never talk to you again.
Put the
you
youngest
fucking
one
sick-
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the young one.
Yeah, never have I
The one who
ever
can groom.
like.
Yeah. Leave me in the room with him on the phone for a while.
Why don't you go out for cigarettes? I talk to your boy.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been that uncle that was like, hey, like calling on birthdays or remember to sending cards and stuff like that. And then like almost to the point where I would get like irritated where I'd call my brother and he would be like, hey, I'm going to put, one of my kids on the phone. And I'd be like, why?
Boring. Next.
Yeah. Like I can't like, but now they're at the age they're 15 going into 16. So they're getting their temps. They're like, high
Yeah.
school. They're all athletes and stuff.
Yeah, it's cool.
They're like super smart kids though. So even the one that's younger, that's 13, really smart kid, really mature. They're all really mature. So now they're at that age where I'm like, fuck yeah, let's talk. Let's hang. Like we went to,
Now your brother's giving him like, remember, Eric's the black sheep.
Yeah.
Full one. Don't listen too much to him. Don't drink his Kool-Aid.
no, but you can actually have conversation and kind of they're a person now. Like they
Right.
have their own opinions, what's cool, what's not cool, like they're, all that kind of stuff. Whereas before it's like, they're just kind of like, let's go, like you're just having baby talk kind of shit with them, or you can't really, they don't want
Yeah.
to talk to you either. They're like, like I remember that when my mom would be on the phone, like your uncle's on the phone, say hi to him. Like, what the fuck am I going to say? It's like, it's a mutual feeling, I think, when you're for the kid and the
Yeah.
adult, where you're like, what the fuck
I
do we
think
have in
it's
common at this
important
point?
as an uncle at the little kid stage to remain a mystery a bit.
Yeah.
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 Like, I'm not showing you all my cards.
Yeah.
Like, get interested.
Yeah.
Or be interesting. Which
Right.
most kids aren't.
Yeah. Be interesting. Just stop being
Impress
not
me.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So I totally agree with you on that. This is the same where I was at. I so to the point where didn't want to like have any responsibility with kids and any of that stuff, where my brother asked me to be the godfather of his kids, and I was like, am I really the guy for that, you think? Like,
did you say no?
I said no, and I'm like, I can't. I'm like, because then if they
Bold,
die,
bro.
then I'm gonna have kids, and I don't want
Thanks, but no
kids.
thanks.
Then I'm gonna be responsible for kids that aren't mine, and I'm a horrible like person to look up to, and all this stuff. I'm like, I'm just a bad example. And I have a younger brother. He's way more like he still lives at home in that area, not that far away. And I'm like, he's probably
a better candidate.
Yeah, he's better for that.
No, Jolly Jacob is. Yeah.
Like I still love his kids and their family and everybody. They're great, but it's just like that responsibility, that pressure, and all that stuff. I'm like, come on, I'm not. You know me, I'm not the guy for this job. Like,
what are you doing?
I'm gonna let you down. Like, it's just not a good thing.
I said yes. I got that question too, but I didn't know what was happening. It was like Christmas, and they gave me like a tracksuit, and they made some like Godfather reference, and I was like, "Oh,
That's hilarious."
Okay, like I'm a gangster. You give me an Adidas tracksuit and like a bottle of whiskey. Okay, yeah, I'm the Godfather, I guess. Bada beep, bada boom.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. They're like, "No, we would like you to be the Godfather to
I'm the
Jack."
Godfather.
I was like, Oh, so it had nothing to do with the tracksuit.
That's
hilarious. All right.
you already put it on. You're
Right.
like,
Cotton
are you
cheeks
they're
like
like, he
Brando.
loves it. You're like, wait,
Yeah.
what? You're totally like over your head. Yeah.
It's like, give me a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, even at the time when I got the phone call, I was dating a girl that used to be in the adult film industry, and I'm like,
Which is funny that you were still a candidate at that point. It's like, come on, look at Eric. He's dating porn stars.
I'm like,
come on.
what a great kid.
I don't.
What are you
Yeah,
doing?
I was like,
He lives with his best friend from high school. Come on, this is our guy. This is our guy right here.
My brother was super cool about it. Like he and I have a good relationship. Even all my brothers do. Like I have an older brother who's like 17 months older than me, and then a younger brother who's 7 years younger than me. And both of them, we can like not talk for months at a time, and it's just like whenever we don't have like resentment, like you didn't call me on my birthday or you didn't text me for this. It's just like we get it. Hey, like
Right.
we all have like kind of
Good
like
to hear from you.
one or the other way have said like, hey, we're all like adults now. We're all doing our own thing. Don't take it a certain way if we don't hear from each other. Just know like whenever we reconnect, it's just like goes back to where we last
Right.
left off, that kind of thing. So there's never any like, why didn't you call me on my birthday? Why didn't you call my kids or any of this stuff? It's just kind of like, it's just how we
That's
are.
because you don't have sisters.
Believe me,
yeah.
I'm very
Both of you
disappointed in my brother for like going behind my back about the thing, and like I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I couldn't
yeah.
believe it. I'm like, I get your wife Christmas presents. Your wife doesn't even get me Christmas presents. Now,
Yeah.
what are you guys on Christmas presents with brothers?
No,
We kind of stopped
we've
doing it
kind of
after,
like done like
yeah.
stopped that, and we're just kind of like, hey, no Christmas presents. That's
we
cool.
good?
Like we're all good.
You know,
like,
well, my siblings all have kids except for my older brother.
Yeah.
So, but like, so we
Tony's
just do
a good
the
uncle.
Yeah. We do gifts for the kids.
Yeah.
But even then, I kind of fell off, man. Like it was a lot easier when it was just like the first couple kids, and then it was like now everyone's having kids and stuff, and just like I've been
It
dropping
adds
the ball.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what do you like? Have you gotten presents for any of your nephews or anything?
Oh, yeah.
yet?
No, I go big.
I did it.
Do you really?
I
Yeah,
did
yeah,
it like
yeah.
one time, and I didn't know what to get them, and I'm like, I don't know, like what height and like stuff, certain ages and things our kids are into. But I'm like, all kid boys like guns, so
100%.
I bought them Nerf guns, but like
Great.
the really
Couple Smith
cool
and
ones
Wessons.
that are like automatic
Yeah.
and like have battery powered and shit. I'm like, no matter what age they are, they'll grow into that. It'll be fun for everybody. And that was like one of the only times I got them gifts. It was just like Nerf guns.
And
Well,
was
the
it a
funny
hit,
thing is,
though?
it
Yeah, it
was
was
a hit.
great. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. You can't go wrong. And then
In the legacy, though, you're just like the guy, like, Uncle Eric, he's kind of a weird guy, like, distant, didn't want to be our godfather. One year he bought us all a Gatling gun, Nerf
Yeah,
guns.
Nerf
and stuff.
guns.
It's a
Stuff like that.
perfect mystery.
Yeah.
You're establishing the mysterious
Yeah.
I
aspect
got
of being the uncle. And that's
Wants to live in
good.
his truck.
I got
Yeah.
my youngest nephew on it. It was his golden birthday for his 13 on the 13th, whatever. And I'm
we
like,
talked about him on the 13th podcast.
yeah, oh yeah.
Whoa.
And so I didn't know what to get him. I'm like, what do you get a 13-year-old? And he's like really mature too. So he's like grew up with his older brothers. So he's like them. He acts like them, even though he's 13. He acts like he's 16, and like
Okay.
he's really smart. And so I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to get this kid. He's like smarter than I am. Like, he knows like way more. Kids, all the kids have surpassed me way,
Yeah, there's
past
nothing
my.
you're gonna get them.
Yeah, I'm not, like,
that
blowing their
comes out of
minds.
your brain. That's going to be cool for them.
So
you
I'm
have
like-
to do research.
Money
Money's good.
Money's good, right? So I bought him a money gun, and got him $113 in singles and loaded the fucking gun up and was like, here you go, buddy. Maybe is this cool? Like, I don't know. That's an interesting gift.
Wait, you
to
got
get.
one of those rapper guns that shoot money?
Yeah, I got
That's
a rapper gun
hilarious.
that shoots money, and he's fucking like, I was like, keep blasting your brothers in the face with dollar bills, dude. And I was
Cheap.
like,
You should have gave him
is that- I don't know, like-
$130, so it's 10 times his age. Your cheap ass. Like,
Yeah.
here, like 13
I
plus
know
100.
kids like guns.
Yeah,
I know kids like
more money gun.
Yeah. Like dumb uncle.
Put those
like,
two together.
yeah, I was like, I don't know what else. I'm like scratching for fucking, I don't know what to do. But
That's hilarious.
I mean, that's
But
a hit.
What about yourself? You said you go big. What do you do? What's the stuff?
Oh,
You're gonna make me look so bad right now, but I
it's-
can't wait.
No, I mean, like
I set a low bar.
the best thing I got was actually for my brother's kids who ratted on me or had beef, because they moved to Omaha and they have this huge empty house, this giant house. They got like mezzanines and shit, which
Okay.
I just figured out is an indoor balcony.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm
Yeah,
glad
I
you
didn't know
explained that because I was just
So
agreeing with
they're-
you. Like
it
I
was
knew
just
what
a
it was.
level. It was to me. It was just a level at a ballpark.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
They live at a ballpark?
Basically. So I got him like a Papa shot.
What's
you know,
that?
like
Oh,
like the
yeah, yeah,
basketball
yeah.
thing,
Gotcha.
like
Yeah, yeah.
the two hoops and you race
Yeah.
and see, nothing. I didn't give not a thank you,
Really?
not a note, not a text.
Really?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is Charlie's kids?
This is Charles's kids. Yeah.
Oh, now we're gonna have to bleep a name out.
Yeah.
You
Oh.
doxed.
Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
Mark's
Well.
like, damn it.
No, it's fine. He's not
It's all right. He doesn't watch these.
We can be talking about our,
No
our,
one
our
does.
late
He does-
host.
no
but
one-
he doesn't watch anything
No
I'm in,
one's
so
ever
it's all
gonna
right.
see this. Don't worry.
He's going right in the dumpster.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like I don't know, like I get him Legos and shit and fucking Ninja Turtles and like whatever.
Legos and shit.
Yeah.
Just walking
Yeah.
down the aisle, just
They all
knocking
love
random
Legos.
things.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's fine.
Dude, there's like secondary like hazards with like toys now. Not just from like your kids choking on them and shit, but like just the amount of like booby traps that are around my house from like marbles and Legos and just like walking barefoot. Fuck. Just like, and then
Yeah,
also
you-
too, you can't swear around your kid because Mike could be like, Dad, he said a bad word. I'm like, the fucking foot is fucked up because you goddamn, you booby trapped in this house and shit.
Mark says
Come on,
he
man.
gives all of his nephews under the age of 6 whistles. So all of his
That
his
is evil.
nephews. That's
That
a great
is,
idea.
That is.
That's right up there with like
Yeah.
drum sets and shit.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you
Sammy
want a
Rockets,
present?
yeah.
Guess what? There you go.
Everyone's getting tambourines.
If you want to
Yeah.
fuck with your brother, your sister, whoever has kids, you just get them the biggest thing.
Yeah.
A teepee, a giant, like
Oversized
something
teddy bear
giant
that's
that
like-
just takes up
Yeah.
room in their house.
Yeah, yeah.
Moving around from house to house.
A novelty like
Giant train.
stuffed animal that's
Yes.
like 20 times
Yeah.
It's a
size of life.
6-foot plush teddy bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
Extreme.
Yeah.
just fucking with
Get
your
your
brothers.
nephews a bouncy house.
I used to remember like the
We have
the
one.
shit we used to play with when we were kids. Like, do you ever have lawn jarts?
Oh yeah,
Growing
dude.
up?
Absolutely.
No. And like lawn jarts are a very Midwestern thing,
Yeah.
I think, because my buddy from Minnesota, we were writing some script and he was like, lawn jarts. I was like, you mean, no, I don't know. What is lawn jarts? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
hazardous
Is it-
torpedo-looking things that you throw up in the
They
sky.
literally look like a dart that you throw to dartboard,
Okay.
but supersize that like 30 times. It's like this big. Same point, same
So
metal.
it's like a missile.
Yeah,
It's a metal
it is. And you
dart.
just kind of
Yeah.
haphazardly toss it on an arc like a softball.
And then there's
But
there's like a circle, and you try to like get it in. There's a point system and all this shit.
So it's like kind of cornhole-esque.
But it's
with a
super
different
dangerous because you're
thing.
playing with kids and they're like, and you try to dodge the jart and like
You're supposed
be
to
honest, dude.
stand like you can stand on either side. Usually you all stand on one side and then throw to the circle, so there's no possibility of getting hit in the head.
Yeah. But
still all the possibility.
Almost killed my brother.
Yeah.
Like through a lawn dart, and we thought it would be funny if he got a plank of wood and just laid down under it and watched the darts hit the fucking thing and stuck his head out, and a dart goes in his head. And I'm like, oh my God, I fucking killed my brother. He's crying, runs in the house. My dad's like, who the fuck doing that? Fucking just turned into bear mode, my old man, and fucking all the neighborhood kids that were there too were like, they were acting like they were gonna get their asses beat. I'm like, you guys are fine. Like, he's not gonna beat you guys up. He's gonna fucking beat the shit out of me right now. So, and I remember them all sitting at the windowsill, just listening to like him just fucking just go to town.
Just
like,
what?
I remember my brother's head being in the sink, bleeding. My mom's like washing it out, and then she's like, what happened? What happened? And he's like, I'm like, I threw a dart, and he fucking put his head out behind the board. He shouldn't have done that. And my dad's like, you fucking almost killed. He's got a hole in his fucking head, a hole in his fucking head. And then I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then my dad's like, he's fucking like slapping me and shit. My mom's like, just don't hit him. Don't hit him in the head, Bernie. Don't hit him in the head. And I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah,
like,
one fucked up kid at the fucked up head.
Yeah, I mean, it was like just fucking nightmare shit. But I'm like, that's the toys that we played with. It was like dangerous shit, like fireworks. Like, hey, there's a bunch of fucking crazy fireworks. Go fuck around with them. Just come home. Like at some point.
Dude, are
like,
BB guns still an actual option for kids as gifts? And like,
no way. There's no way.
I mean, I got a BB gun when I was a kid, and I was probably like second grade, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, there's no way I'd give my dude. There's no way I would give my kid a BB gun. Like
dude, I feel like when we were
he's
kids,
only like
there are so many dangers that our parents were like, meh.
Yeah.
Like my brother and I were just talking about this the other day. Like I was in Boy Scouts for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ever in Boy Scouts?
Yeah.
beat them up.
Yeah. Nerds.
Yeah,
right?
nerds. Yeah, I knew nerds.
I was never in Boy Scouts, but my parents were like the den leaders, and my older brother was, and so I didn't have to really join. I just kind of like was always there anyway.
You got a merit badge by just hanging around.
Yeah, exactly. Got the bear badge.
Yeah, so like there was this guy in our Boy Scout troop who didn't have any kids, who always went on the trips. And his name was Bert.
Mm-hmm.
And he shaved his legs with a buck knife. He had a little pup tent, and he was like always like, everybody needs a tent, buddy. If you don't have a tent, buddy, there's plenty of room in my tent. And like everybody's like, oh no. And then there's this one kid who always managed to get in Bert's tent, right? And this was happening like all the time. And then like one of my buddy's dads was apparently, and my dad was at this like meeting where somebody was like, there's a sickness in Troop 57, and that sickness is pederasty, right? And apparently my dad was there because Malin Hubenthal said Freddie B was there and was like, yep, all right, go to Boy Scouts, kids.
Oh, my God.
And so we talked to my dad like years later. It's like Malin Hubenthal said you were at the meeting where they said there's pederasty in Troop 57.
We got some more doxing we got to do.
No one knows how to spell that.
Mark's like, no more. It's all on this podcast.
That's one guy, and then
yeah, but like they didn't give a shit. You know, it was just baked in with like. Growing up, you know,
that's part of it.
Watch out for weirdos.
All right, troop, put your left foot to your right.
Yeah.
One of you will be touched by you'll be diddled by an adult.
Yeah,
that's fucking. Yeah, there's definitely.
It's like the cost of building the Empire State Building. It's like we're gonna lose one person every 10 floors. One of you is getting diddled by Bert in his tent with the Bowie knife.
Bert got though. Turns out Bert
is now
got
incarcerated
arrested and died in jail. So
yeah,
they got him.
Nice.
Yeah, but
he got murdered in jail. You got downward? That's like the best kind of justice.
Yeah.
It's like,
speaking of BB guns, though, going back to that, taking off the pedophilia fucking topic. So my dad got us a BB gun. That was like our Red Ryder Christmas, we call it. Like my brothers and I always remember it. We got BMX bikes and we got a Red Ryder BB gun, and it wasn't given to us after we opened up like a fucking shit ton of board games and socks and underwear. We're like, oh my God, this Christmas is fucking trash. Like this is the worst. We didn't get anything we wanted. Oh my God. And then little did we know, my dad's like, go down to the basement. And we're like, what's down there? He's like, just go down there. He's got a fucking BB gun ready to go. He made a little box for us to shoot the BB gun in our basement. Had 2 brand new BMX bikes, a GT Interceptor and a Dyno something else that my brother wanted. Fucking the coolest Christmas ever. And saying like, like giving like kids guns and stuff, for the first like couple weeks we were shooting it in the little box, and then when they would go out and go to work and we were home to our own devices, we fucking killed so many fucking animals in our backyard. And we had this phone line that hung in our backyard, and they had a fence that divided the yards, and it was a really high white fence, so you really couldn't see over it. It was like 7 or 8 feet tall. And anything that we killed on that fucking line would fall over to the neighbor's yard. And so they must have had a fucking 1,000 animals just piling up. Like,
layers of bones.
And we had like a sniper shot, like in, it was a 2-story house, and there was one window on the top that you could like raise the window up and make it open. So we would sit up there and have like our little sniper tower and fucking just pick off all these fucking birds and squirrels and shit. Like for like anytime we had free time, we knew as soon as they left, like go upstairs, grab your fucking BB gun, pump it up. Like you got to get like 20 pumps in it to make it like lethal, you know, and then fucking just start taking out all these fucking animals and shit. It was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck were we doing? Like, it's so crazy, so horrible. I'm like, it was like nuts.
But
at least you were making your own fun, you know?
Yeah. Lee Harvey Oswald in the tower. Yeah. It was horrible. I was like, God damn, like fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah, but you're creative. You know?
Wait, did you ever kill an animal?
You're making your own fun.
Yeah.
You ever kill an animal with a BB gun?
Not with a BB gun.
Just your bare
It's like
hands?
a knife.
hands.
A knife. Yeah.
Ran up on a bear.
Slitting their
Yeah,
throats
just
and
strangled a
shit.
raccoon once.
Nah, I did that like shoot a crow once and then it died. And I was like, oh my God, what did I do? And I was like, never. Yeah, I didn't like fishing, dude.
I think if we would have seen the animals dying and
Luckily
just
that
didn't
white
see them
fence was there.
fall off
We
the
just saw it around
line,
and give, like, a white
and then,
picket
and then we
fence.
never saw the suffering that they went through after we shot them, you know, whether it was fatally wounded or not.
Yeah.
Just like lived on the other side.
there's
like,
one just twitching, like, help me. And another
yeah,
dead
for
one
like
falls.
days at a
Yeah.
time and shit. Just like
I caught a
oh,
mouse
God.
in like a mouse trap once, one of those glue traps.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yes, because he's stuck like this.
He's
and then you're like, okay, so what do I do here?
Just cover
Do
his
I-
nose and mouth, like, go to sleep.
Like, I could throw him in the garbage can and like have him die this lonely, dark death by himself, where some raccoon could get in there and like eat him alive.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or just leave him in the alley. At least there's some sunshine. And
Play some
then-
nice music for him. Just rub his head.
That's so
It's gonna be
bad.
okay.
Yeah.
He's stuck
At least
in
he
after
sees
this.
the raccoon coming.
Yeah.
Like maybe his friends can
Just
get
put
him
a
out. I
trail
don't
of
know.
other food to him,
Yeah. So I left him out.
like E.T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Still alive, huh? That's
Yeah, still.
let
Still
him
think about him.
lesson
Still
for you.
He's still back to his,
Hey, you doing there,
Yeah.
mouse?
He just grows up strong enough to get out of the fucking glue.
Hey, good for you. You got out.
Yeah.
Remember me? Yeah.
fucking ate himself out of that fucking 50-pound mouse running around there.
Randy, right? I remember you.
Speaking, were you in your youth? Were you a larger kid or smaller kid or?
No, I was. Yeah, I
Wasn't
was.
you were a fat
kind of-
kid?
I wasn't a fat kid.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of scrawny, kind of. Just played a lot of basketball, so
Okay,
yeah.
so you're still athletic though, even as a smaller kid.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, relatively,
yeah.
right?
I was a
still played.
fat kid for sure.
You were a fat kid?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
big fat kid growing up.
When Eric and I first met, he was a fat kid. I was
Yeah?
like, we were
Fucking-
both short. We were like both 5'0". Except he was like twice as wide. I was like
You're like
No
a skinny
shit.
fat, and I was like a fat.
Now you,
I wasn't.
You
I was
guys
like
both
I was
ripped
a
now.
short, skinny dude.
yeah.
I mean,
How'd you do
Bro,
it?
thanks for noticing, dude.
Yeah.
Like lots of steroids.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
don't remember now?
Yeah.
No, just grew.
Yeah.
Like I was just like a late bloomer, so I didn't like really shoot up or get
Yeah.
taller until I was almost in like junior in high school. So until then, I was kind of like a chubby fat kid,
Uh-huh.
and I always joke that like I peaked like as in sports like. 4th, 5th grade,
Yeah.
I was just dominant,
Yeah.
just because I had like a 50-pound weight advantage. So for
Little
football,
boulder just rolling through the-
fucking just like fucking yeah, just like
Were you
where-
like the center
you wanted
in
me to
basketball?
tackle that guy,
Yeah.
yeah. And for basketball, I was like just a heavier fat kid, but I
Yeah.
was still athletic. I could
You move
pass
around.
and dribble and
Yeah.
shoot and stuff. And then the coaches would be like, "What the fuck's wrong with this fat kid?" You know,
Yeah.
he's like he can do stuff other fat kids can't do. So they're like sign him up. You know, so it was like a junior pro basketball league when I was
Yeah.
playing basketball in the younger years. And then for football, I was a lineman, obviously.
You were an
And
inspiration.
I was an inspiration to the fat kids out there.
Look at you other fat kids. Look what he's doing with this fat kid.
Why can't you
What's
be a
wrong
fat
with you?
kid like this?
Come on, man. Look how talented this fat kid
An
is.
inspiration to the fat
Got
kids
some
out
kid.
there. Yeah. I remember the point where I was like, man, I really am too fat. There was like playing like in like
Trying to get through a
like
fence.
little league football. I don't know what it's called, but it's like
Pop Warner?
Yeah, like fourth
Yeah.
grade football, like that kind of stuff. If you were a certain weight, you weren't allowed to carry the ball because you're
Right.
just too fucking fat and like
Yeah.
you'll hurt kids.
Too
and
much of
shit.
you.
And so I remember there was like an onside kick once, and I was like, got the ball. One of the only times in like 12 years of playing football that I ever actually touched the football
Yeah.
during football.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, I
got
fucking
it.
touched the football. And I fucking ran, and I think I don't know if I scored a touchdown or not, but I ran quite a few kids over and
Yeah.
stuff. And I remember like, wow, that was great. Like this was amazing. And they fucking threw a flag on the play, and they're like,
Too fat.
You can't.
Too fat.
Way
Flag
too,
of the play.
way too fat.
Fat on the play. Fat on the play.
Sportsmen like fatness.
Fat on the play. 100%. And I'm like, what? I'm like, you literally.
Look how round he is.
Yeah, like look at like you
can't compete with that.
I got penalized for being too fucking fat. I'm like, oh man, it was like the most depressing moment of like ever.
Go look at yourself.
Yeah, I'm like shit. Like I can't even have fun in this sport if I want to. And then
You can't hold the ball. You are the ball.
yeah, and then when I shot up, I didn't know any other positions except all the fat positions. So the coaches was like, well, he's not smart enough to play quarterback or do any other shit. So just like keep him at lineman. We'll just like do a like a
sweeps.
toss off.
Yeah.
A lot of sweeps, like running the ball kind of shit and whatever. But it was like, man, like, and then playing like sports. I don't know if you ever had that growing up where you're playing sports and you have guys in your team that are like, oh, I want to play, in college or I want to play professionally and stuff. And then all of a sudden you're playing with somebody that is on that projection to play professionally or, like on the NFL team or go to college and be like D1 and stuff. And you're like, oh, this is never happening. This is like not going any further than what I am right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm now just a practice guy for someone else to like, go to a higher level of this, because once you play with people that are at that
Giants,
next level and that are giant, they're a whole different species of people, like absolute fucking freaks, faster, quicker, stronger, giant maniacs. And you're like, that realization just comes really quick. And I just remember having that realization too. Like,
dude, how tall was that kid? He was like 6'4". He's like a year older than us, and he ended up playing for Notre Dame.
He was like
whatever,
6'6", like 260 pounds in like 7th grade.
Yeah.
Like looking down at
but like he
teachers.
would walk down the hallway and it's like there'd be sparks from his head hitting the ceiling and shit. It was just like
he was just a
sat in like two
freak
desks.
giant. And he had a brother that was like 6 years older, but also was like played college ball, freak size, like 300 pounds, 6'6", like just freak athletes and just giant humans. And I remember seeing like other kids that I was playing with that were like, oh man, like they were in denial. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're like spending so much time doing this. Like, you ain't going anywhere, dude. Like, you are the same level as me. Like, as much as you want to deny yourself of that, you may be a little faster or stronger, but like, you're not at that level for sure. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
like, it's
that
just
was me.
It is. It was so humbling for me, and it was.
You don't need to have the height or the strength or the speed. I got this.
Yeah. And just seeing
kids,
kids,
rational confidence.
Seeing kids get murdered on the field, and I like even at practice, like I was friends with everybody, so they were like, I was like, hey, like like don't like murder me
on Eric. He's
on the
right.
field, And even playing other teams, I remember they, every team would have like one of these freaks on the team, and I'd be like, remember one play, this guy like fucking knocks me down already, and I get back up, and he like was gonna go for it again, and I'm like, and he's like, all right, I'm not gonna like abuse you anymore.
Sorry.
Like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like Lenny and the, Mice and Men. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is insane. And then seeing like kids with their arms broken and legs broken and shit.
Yeah.
I would be like, they'd be like, all right, get back in there. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
The last guy that played that's legs broken.
I quit playing football before that happened to me. So it was like I played like 7th grade football, and like Pop Warner, and I was kind of a tall, skinny kid at that point. But yeah, I knew there was no chance for me.
I never had that passion to pursue any sport. I was athletic enough to play and always be like, on first string and like not sit the bench and all that shit. Right. But I never was like, this is my sport and I'm like gung ho about it. I just did it because my friends were there. I could hang out and fuck around and like joke around. And then any sport I played, anytime anybody got hurt, I was like, all right, I quit. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I just want to go home. Like, just I'll go figure something else out. Like, I'm not like like this doesn't mean that much to me. Like seeing that, like seeing people hurt is like, oh, I can't do that. I can't see it.
So many things hurt in football that you don't even think about. Like getting your fingers stuck on somebody's face mask.
Yeah,
like that shit sucks. It's like there's so many little
broken fingers, broken noses, broken arms. Like I remember this.
We're hit in the thigh.
We're practicing, and I'm like, "Hey man, where are you going?" He's like, "Fingers are broken," and they're like all like this. I'm like, "What?" I'm like, I quit again.
Hands down.
And then like, all right, come back. We're doing this all again tomorrow. I'm like, this is insane. Like this is nuts. Like it was not like athletics in school for me was not a fun experience. It was like fun when I wasn't playing. It was not fun while I was playing. It was just
well, academics weren't your thing at school either. So.
School in general wasn't my
How are you
thing.
as far as like school and testing? Were you
Disappointing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the Puppet Squad. We had you on.
Yeah, no. They thought I had a lot of potential, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't apply myself. I heard
At least
that,
you got
not
the
applying
potential.
Yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
You
were
guys
not.
did- come on.
No, they had.
I had potential.
I had no potential. They knew right away. They're like, he's got no potential. We don't know what to do with him.
Got no potential.
Let's just pass him through
Yeah.
so he
Push
doesn't
him through
hang
the
around
system.
here.
Get him out of
Yeah,
here.
get him out. I don't know what to do.
Bringing down our scores.
Yeah, exactly. There's no potential. You tested no potential.
My parents sent me to a very school for the gifted.
Okay.
Yeah, like I was gifted.
Oh yeah.
But I think it was just like, everybody could be gifted for a price. You know what I mean? Like if you could
Depends, I
afford
mean-
the school, you were gifted.
Yeah.
But
You could get enough money
think
for your
they
kid to
thought
be
I
gifted.
was
Yeah.
I was smarter than I was until I was about 18. They're like, oh,
So wait,
he's
when did you
just
fall out of the
normal.
gifted and talented program? So
What?
When did you fall out of the gifted and talented program?
Oh, I just graduated.
Oh, okay.
You know.
So like, because
I got through the school with a very low GPA.
so it's, which is funny because it's like if you end up having like a C average at a gifted and talented school, you probably would have been an A star, kid at like a regular school. But were you more,
I think, yeah. I mean, like, I think you could be an A student if you try.
Oh, okay.
Right? I didn't try very hard.
I didn't try at all, dude. I was like,
Yeah.
but that's the thing is I test and I was like a naturally smart kid, but I was in gifted and talented stuff until we moved to a neighboring school, neighboring city.
Yeah.
And then it was an after school thing. I'm like, I'm not doing more school after school. What are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
I got like the first 8 hours of this. Like, I'm not doing extra school just because
Yeah,
like you
that's too
think I'm
much school.
smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually smart enough to think this is an idiot move. So like, I'm out of here.
I was like the guy. You ever see Almost Heroes with Chris Farley
Absolutely.
and Matthew Perry? One of the
Yeah.
best movies ever.
Underrated.
And there's a scene where he's in the tent with Chris Farley and he's trying to teach him the alphabet. And he's like, all right, now
Okay,
write a
uppercase B."
uppercase A. And then he's like, no, write a lowercase a. And like Farley's like, do you want my brain to explode? Like that's where I was at. Like
Yeah,
it was like,
yeah.
it was not, there was no potential. There was no like, you get, if I really worked hard, I was going to get it. Like, no, like there's a meme too that I always laugh at and I see it. It's so fucking true. It's like, it's a scene from another movie, and I think it's like Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's like, "Just do it, just fucking do it. You can do it. I know you can fucking do it." He's like interrogating somebody in this movie scene, but the caption said, "When you're with your dad trying to learn your multiplication tables at like until midnight and shit." Like that was me. Like my dad was like, "What in the fuck is wrong with you? Like it's this fucking simple. Just fucking learn this."
one is the number, Eric.
And I'm like crying and shit, like, I don't fucking know. Let's go. It's not gonna happen. Like fucking stupid.
You don't love me?
Yeah. Like it's not gonna work.
My dad lost his shit at me because I was getting a C in Latin in 7th grade.
Interesting.
Wow.
You took
And
Latin
the
in
whole-
7th grade?
Okay, so like I grew up in California. In grade school, you take Spanish, right? So
Okay.
I had like 6 years of, mediocre
speak
Spanish. Poquito, but like
Yeah.
I spent like
I know that word.
baseball Spanglish, like I
a
don't
good
speak
restaurant,
Spanish.
Poquito.
Baseball Spanish.
Yeah. So anyway, like I go to the gifted school and they're like, well, first you're going to take Latin because it's the root of Romance languages. And then you will choose whether you take Spanish or French. I'm like, well, I already know Spanish. I'm taking Spanish. So I'm going to fuck off in Latin. Like, go fuck yourselves. Right. So I'm getting a C in Latin, which means I'm passing Latin.
Yeah.
And
Latin is very closely derived from or Spanish is very closely derived
Yes.
from Latin.
Yes.
Because I also took Latin.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm getting a C, and my dad's trying to help me with my Latin homework. I'm like, Dad, it doesn't matter. The subtext being, I have a plan. I've got this.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
See
yeah.
this.
But he was like, you see this? This is shit. This is shit. And then he like grabs me and he pushes me up against the wall and he's got his fist cocked.
Yeah.
Like he's going to hit me over the C.
For a C?
For a C in Latin.
I was getting C's on the fridge. If I got that, I was like,
Right.
fuck yeah, we had parties.
He did it.
Ice
Go.
cream cake and shit.
He was ready to punch my face through this wall
Oh
over the
my
C in Latin.
God.
And my mom comes in. She sees
You're like,
the
"No,
scene,
gratis."
and she's like, Freddie, no!
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is like that's incredible. They had great expectations for
Great
you.
expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lower.
I'm
I was
dude,
like,
but I was working the system.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to work smarter, not harder. I thought he'd be proud, but no, he was not.
yeah,
Not
that's-
pleased.
So did you actually end up going to Spanish after Latin though?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
What'd you get in Spanish then?
I see. I got this.
He had a plan.
He
freaking seasoned all these foreign
get
languages.
degrees, guys.
You yeah, that's a great line.
So did D's though, right?
I think I took German in
I don't know.
It's the first letter of the word. I
Sees
mean, imagine.
you're athletically eligible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I took a German class in 7th grade. It was a middle school. And the only thing that I remember from it is another fat friend of mine. We were in the class together, and I knew that like they would bring food in to like cultural food. You could taste like, oh, German food, sauerkraut and whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember me going up and like finishing the bowl out of whatever was up there. And he goes, hey, Augustus, save some room for later. And I'm like the Willy Wonka fucking fat kid thing. And I'm like, okay. And that's the only thing I remember from taking German was being insulted by my other fat friend about eating too much of whatever the fuck we're eating for that class. And I'm like, all right. And probably one of the worst languages to take. Even though I do come from a German background.
You do?
Have German grandparents, spoke German and stuff. My father speaks German. But I'm like, man, Spanish was the way to go. If I would have like really thought this out.
It would be so handy if you really knew
Oh,
Spanish.
God, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've been like immersed in like northern Mexico, California for like 12 or 20 years and done a bunch of jobs with like just people that speak Spanish as like a first language. I don't know shit. I don't know. I just know how to fucking say, dick and fart jokes in Spanish enough to make some people laugh. But I would, if I got dropped off in the middle of Mexico, I'd be so fucking lost. And just like, just.
I do kind of want to learn Spanish. I was going to say Mexican. But
I've
learn Mexican.
been able to practice Spanish because this house that I'm living at now is like the closest grocery store is like a carniceria. And they talk to me in Spanish, and they expect me to talk back. And I'm like, bien, ¿y tú? Yeah. So,
hola.
Hola. So I'm going to go there more and practice my Spanish.
Yeah.
Show my dad.
Show my dad.
Show you, Dad.
Show him up.
I had a plan.
Yeah.
See, he's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I used to do that when I was doing construction. I'd go to like the panaderias. That's I'm probably saying that wrong, but like the little Spanish bakeries and stuff. And they'd all speak to me in Spanish. I'm like, hi, I'm from Wisconsin. Like, I just have a tan and I'm wearing a bandana because I do construction. Take just some rolls, some sweet bread. Yeah, even like, dude, I remember I was like super sad and lonely. Just moved here. I was like 20 years old. I was living in like Pacoima, which is like the fucking armpit of the valley and shit. I went to like we talked about this before. Trying to get some Boboli pizza crust in the middle of.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah, okay. Didn't know how to like translate that. I was just like, Boboli pizza crust. I'm trying to make a pizza. Just like trying to like
pizza, eat food.
That was a hot item in the 90s, Boboli pizza.
Yeah, it was the early 2000s, and I was trying to get some comfort food. I'm alone, and like 2,000 miles away from my family.
Yeah.
Good way to spend $65 on a $5 pizza.
That's right.
And no one said I was good at money or Spanish.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
So your family's German?
Family's
I think my
German?
family's German too. Actually, I know my family's German. Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Is Lazarus a German last name?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
really?
yeah. It's so they came over
Lazarus.
in to the States in 1851.
Okay.
And settled in Columbus, Ohio. So that's
Are they
big
on like
German.
Ellis Island? Do they have their like names on there and stuff?
I
even
don't
there,
know,
then?
but there's an Emma Lazarus statue on Ellis Island.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not sure that she's related to me, and I'm not quite sure what she did. But it
Might be a bad statue.
probably has something to do with being an immigrant or something.
Okay.
All coming over here.
Yeah. Emma Lazarus,
actually-
boom,
yeah.
right up there.
That's her.
Yeah. American author of poetry, prose, and translations.
I can't tell if that's a picture or drawing. Like
little
That
picture drawing.
could be a etching.
etching. It's like
Activist for Jewish and Georgist causes.
Okay, well,
There you
she
go.
seemed like she was doing good things.
Yeah.
she's a good one.
Yeah.
Nazi
So-
leader. Ooh,
Tough.
Worst
of
person
the
ever.
Third Reich.
Yeah,
She
but I'm
was the
not
Third
sure
Reich.
she's related to me. I'm not sure about that.
So do you guys? Do you
My
do
last
like?
name also has heritage.
Yeah.
Kelvin Klein
Mm-hmm.
makes underwear, and there's no relation
Yes,
to
he
us
does.
either. So
Yeah.
Google him real quick.
Yeah. He was in Back to the Future.
That's right.
Calvin Klein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
You're actually
He's a
Eric. Your last
dreamboat.
name's like what runs in the last name. Yeah.
What's your last name?
Rustler.
Rustler. Yep.
Yeah.
Not a lot of rustlers. There's like he's like
Rustler, as they say in the.
Do you think your family were cattle rustlers back in the old country?
I don't know. I always think about that because that's like what the name derives
Right.
from. But
Like
it's
what
like
you do.
I guess they had cattle over there.
Sure.
You know, like that
They
was
got
a thing.
hamburgers.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
From Hamburg.
You gotta have cows, and
You got to have cows for
So-
hamburgers.
But do you guys like lean into like the food growing up and like that kind of stuff? Like I know we always grew up with having like
but it's Rustler, like rust.
spelt it wrong.
Derivative. Oh, yeah, would have been good. A shallow plow.
Old shallow
That's
plow, we
what-
call
that's
them.
what your teachers thought you were. That
Right,
shallow plow.
Boy's a shallow plow, I tell you.
Shallow plow
Well, he's a
kids
rustler.
again.
Don't give him the ball. Too big.
Right. Yeah. Did you grow up with like any of the
German
cultural
food?
Yeah, or any of that stuff?
Not really. My grandparents, were, I know my grandfather liked rare meat and tongue sandwiches.
Okay.
Ooh, gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tongue.
Like the cow's tongue.
Dude, did you ever see that shit? There used to be like a little liquor store thing. Like, it's weird because now with like supermarkets and stuff, there's not those little mom and pop shops that like we really had in the Midwest where like you'd go in and they have like pig's feet and fucking like pickled tongues and shit. I'm like, ugh, what is this, like a sideshow? You have to like walk past it to the regular food.
Yeah.
But people will buy that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Even like bars that sell like pickled eggs and all that kind of gross shit. Like, I think that's kind of luckily gone the way of the Stone Age, but like that was.
You could also smoke cigarettes in bars and do that. And they had you could do that at Burger King. There's
totally.
right next to the kids
Get on the
area.
other side of the
it was-
half wall.
Don't
My
worry,
kids
yeah,
are over here.
Yeah, don't worry. Get on the other side of the half wall that's not keeping any of the smoke.
Yeah.
It's called lingua tacos, tongue. Yeah.
Ugh.
I have not tried tongue tacos. I remember eating the tongue sandwiches.
Like liverwurst and stuff like that, or like
I don't. Is liverwurst a meat or a cheese?
it's a spread.
It's like a pate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
I dated a French girl and started to like. I thought I hated pate, but now I kind of like it.
yeah.
Pate.
Is it
caviar.
always a liver-based pate?
No, there's gonna be duck pate.
Even worse. That's gross too.
Oh no,
But it's like
good.
it's like duck liver though, right?
I don't know.
I think it's
so.
liver. I think it's always liver.
Maybe.
It's
I
got
mean,
a weird
spreadable.
taste. Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen a chicken spread.
I don't know.
It
It's
always
fucking
seems like liver's
spreadable.
the spread.
Pate. Here, look. It's a paste, spreadable pie or loaf filled with let's say a force meat. What the hell is a force meat?
Yeah, I bet you that's like a force. Like it's meat with a force, like a heart. Yeah, the whole heart spread.
Force? I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
But he liver this whole time.
It's probably the
Duck
same
liver.
shit hot dogs are made of, and they just
Yeah,
gave
probably.
it.
We were
It's like-
killing hot
it's not
dogs
bad.
yesterday.
yep.
Yeah.
killing hot dogs yesterday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I still say there's nothing better than like a home cooked meal. Even like no matter where you go, like
Even
just,
German home cooked meals.
No, I'm saying like German home cooked meals, awesome too.
Yeah.
Like any kind of home cooked meal is always better than any restaurant or anything you go to. Like I feel like it's
Well, it depends who's cooking.
Yeah, also true.
If I'm cooking,
You're saying any, but I feel like you need to kind of tighten that up a little bit. Like a good home cooked meal.
well, okay.
Good
When
meal's a
I
good
say
meal at a
like eat,
restaurant.
I think everything that encompasses eating, which is
Yeah.
like friends, your family, you're comfortable, you're in an
Yeah.
environment where you can kind of relax. You know, it checks all those boxes. Where I
Right.
feel like even a restaurant will only check like a couple of those boxes. You know, like you can't get like the full kind of let your hair down, kind of just relax and you know all that kind of stuff. Like
do you guys cook at all?
I do that.
Uh,
I only cook. I don't.
I fall in and
really
out of it.
order
Like I'll
out.
cook.
What? You don't eat out. You cook.
Ralph's is my jam.
Yeah.
That's I just cook.
What do
at
you cook
home.
well? What is your thing?
Well, I eat like weird stuff. Like
Okay.
I eat like healthy meals
Like pates.
that are made with like low calorie foods.
Yeah.
So I make like French toast, and I make like turkey burgers,
Uh-huh.
and I make like soups and stews and stuff like that.
None of this is weird.
Yeah,
Like I've heard
well,
of all these
the
things.
ingredients are
Yeah.
like not like typical. They're like either no fat or like really lean meats. So like a lot of turkey meat
Makes
instead
French
of like
toast out of
no
shoes.
red meats.
Yeah.
No like full fat cheeses and shit. It's all
Yeah.
like fat free cheese, fat free
Right,
this,
right.
fat free that, like low calorie breads and like shit like that.
Yeah.
So people, when I tell them the ingredients, they're like, that seems like it would taste horrible. And I'm like, it doesn't. It tastes the same, but you just don't know.
You like that turkey, huh?
Yeah, turkey's a weird thing because it's like
Yeah.
turkey's really hard to cook. Like, and you ask like anybody like, hey, do you like, turkey on Thanksgiving? Like, it's like hard to cook and it's never really comes out good and it's kind of like tough and it's like shitty and like whatever.
Right.
But then like sliced deli turkey, like great.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's always good.
Yeah.
I've never been like, this is like horrible, And turkey burgers when it's all ground up, it's like, it's good.
Pretty decent.
Pretty decent. It's not as good as a beef burger for sure. Not like a beef.
Do you ever eat bison? Like bison burgers?
I think I have like maybe once or twice, but not enough
Phenomenal.
to like. Yeah, I would imagine it's got to be really good
it's
too.
Like it's crazy. It's way leaner than regular beef, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cow beef, but it's like it's almost impossible to overcook.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like it stays moist no matter what.
Okay.
And it just doesn't make sense because there's less fat in it.
Interesting.
It's a goddamn mystery.
Bison steak, is that another thing too, or just burgers?
I would imagine.
I've had bison steak. I don't like it as much as I like, beef steak.
Yeah.
But bison burgers, I think I like better than ground beef.
Do you ever have like venison?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Because venison's like that thing where like venison like in a
lean.
hot stick, like a sausage and shit
Yeah.
is fucking bomb. But like if you don't cook the steak right, it tastes gamey as shit. And that is like
Yeah.
the grossest thing is like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, venison is like the other, like the fourth
I
meat.
think
option
it
in
like
Wisconsin.
all those meat like boar, venison, those leaner meats. I think they're just better ground up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, they're not like a sizzle on each side for a minute and just eat it, rare. It's shit, you're going to be
It's too
chewing.
gamey for that. But
Yeah.
like ground up, it's really, really good. Yeah. So when you do French toast, because to me, French toast is bread and eggs,
Totally.
right?
So I just
how
use
do you low-cal that?
so egg beaters.
Egg beaters, another
40
90s thing.
Yeah, 40 calorie bread.
Uh-huh.
So like super low calorie bread.
Yeah.
Fat-free yogurt.
Yeah.
It's still sweet, but it's artificial
Okay.
sweetener to it. So
Plain
taste,
yogurt?
Plain, or if you can find a flavored yogurt,
Yeah.
you can do that.
That you
as long
like?
as it's fat-free, as long as it's fat-free. And then sugar-free syrup, little cinnamon, not cinnamon sugar, but actual cinnamon
Right.
in the egg wash, and a little vanilla extract. Dredge your bread, throw it in the pan, throw some yogurt on it, and then I use PB Fit. If you've ever had that, it's a powdered peanut butter.
Okay.
So you can add water to it and make it like the consistency of peanut butter.
Yeah.
But it's a fraction of the calories. Same,
Okay.
all these are high protein, low calorie items that I eat. So I eat that like fucking breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's like super quick. And I'll have like 6 pieces of French toast, like a plate of French toast. It's fucking huge. And I'll chop up some strawberries on it, drizzle some of the PB Fit, peanut butter on it. It's fucking fantastic. It's it's like a fraction of the calories.
Right.
So everyone's like, oh, you're eating
need a
French
shitload
toast
of
every
it.
day?
Yeah.
How come you're not 800 pounds? I'm like, just my ingredients are just a little different, but it's
Yeah.
like, it tastes great. Like, as far
And
as
you can control your ingredients, and that's the thing. When we eat out, man, you don't know what they're cooking. Anything.
you can to like a point.
Yeah.
Like you can do like sauces on the side, and like if you're
Yeah.
getting a salad, like the salad is always going to be low in calorie, but like there are like things where majority of places, if you get a burger or fries and all that stuff, you don't really know the calories. But I don't ever try to like deprive myself of anything. It's just knowing what you're eating and being aware of like the calories that you're putting in your body versus what you're burning off. It allows you to still eat whatever you want. You just are aware of like, oh, like I had like a fucking, McGriddle or 2 McGriddles today, and that's fucking 600 calories.
Right.
So now I have like, 1,800 calories to play with for the rest of the day. So do I want to have a big ass plate of French toast, or do I want to have, 4 McGriddles, that aren't going to fill me up, but they're like a quarter of the size,
Right.
So it's like being able to like understand what you're doing with your body is probably the biggest takeaway from the pandemic that I got, kind of like learning that. You could think
Pandemic,
I thought I couldn't learn
heavy,
anything.
bro. I got heavy from just door dashing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing too, where like I was doing that for a minute too, where I was just like, Domino's, fucking,
Right.
let's just do it. It's just like, hey, you want to cook something? Let's just fucking get some pizza. Let's do it. And then that turns into a,
I think
every
everyone
day
had a
or-
rotation like that where it's like,
Yeah.
we're gonna eat super clean. Then all of a sudden it's just like, just fucking delivery.
Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's such a fucking like stretched out process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even if
Yeah.
it's just like, if it was just a month, I think you can do that little cycle in that. But then it's like fucking month in, month out. Just keep on going.
That was probably like the best investment that I did for myself ever. And I've had some bad investments. I have lost my ass in the stock market many times on some stocks that I shouldn't have put money into.
Yeah.
But as far as the pandemic, I bought some Bowflex adjustable dumbbells. I think I got like a that and a bench and a little stand for it for like $500, right? Then during the pandemic, like one of those dumbbells was like $800 because everything was sold out and everybody couldn't go to the gym. So we're all learning how to work out at home. So like during that time, just kind of learned more about nutrition and kind of being able to like focus on kind of health, I guess, you know, because that was what the focus was of that whole pandemic. Like, all right, everybody should get healthier and like, you know, this could kill you if you're not and like all that stuff. So
meanwhile, I'm making margaritas and shit, trying to raise a kid. I'm like, man, this is great, huh? All the time, wow, watch this little kid grow. This is the shit.
Yeah.
Rebuilding houses. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
I was like, all right, it's the pandemic. Everybody smoke their own joints.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll a joint for everybody. No passing around.
Yeah.
We're doing this healthy.
We'll get high 6 feet away from one another. Like, dude, is it me or are you just really far away right now?
We're health conscious in this
Yeah.
house. Yeah. It's, you know, never too late to learn, even for myself. I thought, oh man, this is like, you know, I've always, you know, being in sports and always like working out regardless of sports, still not understanding like how to do it properly was kind of like, you know, always something I struggled with. And then kind of finding good sources with credible information to really kind of like, oh, okay. Cause there's a lot of, that's the thing with most things in life. There's so much bad information out there that it makes it so much harder to find good information regarding anything you're trying to get educated on. So you have to like really find credible sources that kind of like cross-reference and make sure you're getting like legit information. So you're not going to be spinning your wheels. And I had done that for so many times. Like, oh, I have to go on a keto diet and I have to intermittent fast and I have to do all this fucking crazy shit. And it's like, no, all it is calories in, calories out, have the same amount of grams as you are in your weight for protein. And
yeah, you'll be good. Like ideal weight and protein.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Ideal weight and protein. It's like it's so complicated by companies and marketing and like take this magic pill or fucking do this or wear a magic belt that'll like shake the fat off you. Like all this dumb shit that people just buy up and you know.
Because I love eating like 6 eggs in the morning.
Yeah, you can
fucking 6 eggs and then like at dinner like 4 chicken thighs and like whatever, as many vegetables like put on, you know.
You can
like,
feel that surge of energy though when you eat like some like lean protein like that. Where you're just like,
and it feels like it's something you can kind of keep doing.
Yeah,
you know.
That's the thing. Like I learned too, like anything that I do make now for myself, I don't consider it a diet. It's just shit that I like to eat. Yeah. Like it's like, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm eating French toast for dinner, peanut butter, jelly French toast, big ass stack of it till I fucking feel like I'm going to throw up. Yeah. And it's great. And I fucking,
but you've
eat
also
all the time.
always been like a bulk eater and you're always trying to low key seduce yourself with like, you know, exotic desserts. Like, what did I make myself tonight? Like you have a sweet tooth. Like
yeah, I do. So that's why I
but you burn calories standing up and cooking.
No, I know, but I'm saying as far as like
sitting,
I really like, you know, eat to live. I don't live to eat. Like I can.
No, I think you hate food.
I really don't give a shit. Well, you used to ask me like trying to fix up my food.
I think you hate food.
Stuff, like, I did. Yeah. I'll eat. Eric and I like we've gone toe to toe competitive eating with numerous things over the years. Like we're that much of knuckleheads that at some point in time we were trying to match. Like, all right, we'll both get Little Caesar pizzas, both get crazy bread. Who can finish? And we'll fucking both finish all this shit. And we're like, we feel terrible. Like I can eat, but like I also like I don't give a shit. I'm not trying to like. I said I don't send food back. I'll just eat it, and it's not like, well, my experience has been ruined. Like you are still trying to like you make a low calorie French toast, but then you're still doing a little dash of cinnamon here and some like, you know, yogurt. Where I would just kind of cut that shit out just to get the main base in.
Yeah, I mean,
you got all the bells and whistles. What I'm saying.
No, I mean that's even the things that I am cooking are still very, very like rudimental. Like they're fucking super dumb. Like it's like literally I have like 5 or 6 ingredients in my house and they can make like 20 different things, but it's all kind of like just sauces and stuff that make it taste different or make it look different. But yeah, it's like
I've always been more of a French toast guy than a pancake guy.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. And I just haven't, because the only French toast I know is eggs, bread, fry it.
Yeah. Butter in the pan. And like I got my dad doing a lot of these recipes that I've been doing, and he's lost 18 pounds already in a few weeks. And so and he's someone that's always struggled with his weight, and I've always been trying to, you know, motivate him to like, all right, this is what you got to do. And like now even I'm like, dude, it took me forever to figure this out. And like, you had no interest in any of this, but I'm like, telling you, man, I figured it out. I cracked the code. Like, you can have like all the shit you want. And like, you know, you don't have to eat chicken, broccoli, and rice. You can have like French toast and fucking lose weight and like anything, like anything you can think of, you can make a lower calorie version of it that tastes almost as good as whatever you want. So
you think it's hard to like lose weight in the Midwest?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Unless you are cooking for yourself every day.
yeah, just because of the weather.
Dude.
The weather's
Well,
like
there's
a big
weather. It's also like what is like available to you. Even looking like, you know, like, you know, food deserts, right? Where there's like just chain places around.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of like, so even where I live in like Inglewood, South Central area, there's like KFCs and Wendy's and Burger Kings for as far as the eye can see. But you don't see a fucking like fresh corn grill or like a Sweet Greens or a tender, any of that kind of shit. That's like even like a healthier chain. It's just like you're getting all like the fucking mass market.
I wouldn't even
food.
say that's the foods that are there. It's the social aspect of it too, where like you're in a hotter climate most of the year here. People are more active because of that. Same thing, vice versa. Like in Wisconsin, they're less active because you're inside. It's minus 40 degrees. You want to die, so you don't want to go outside. You're not like worried about like going to the beach or like, you know, doing anything really. You're just kind of like putting on layers. So if you don't really, no one ever sees you. They only see like this, you know, like you're kind of like
I think a bigger pool shirt this summer.
What got me when I was living in the Midwest in college was just like the grayness.
Yeah, that's seasonal depression for sure. There,
and I think like I will like eat my feelings.
Oh yeah,
I think I will. You know,
like I'm unhappy,
and like
I'm unhappy because I eat.
Yeah. The grayness. Coming from California, the grayness really got me down.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing
like,
there.
Oh God, I'm depressed.
I think a lot of people that live there and that don't even realize that it's happening to them, and they're like, you know, like living there, you're like, oh yeah, I haven't seen the sun this month. You know, you're like just normal, you're like don't even think about it. And then like being out here, the opposite, where you see the sun every day, no matter what it looks like in the morning, by noon it's fucking beautiful. It's 70 degrees.
Yeah.
It's like that definitely I think plays a huge factor in people's health.
The first 6 months of this year when it was raining, I was like, oh God, here comes that seasonal depression again. And it was finally like the broke when we get some sun. But like, you know, just the 9 months of relentless cold and rain and shit in Wisconsin, snow. And then too, dude, like, you know, it's like being like a guy that's always been skinny. Like I wouldn't mind having some extra fucking like layers on me just to, you know, stay warm and shit. Like,
yeah, your body's like you're fighting. It's like genetic, like code to like, hey, it's freezing. You need to be fat as fuck to stay alive. And your body's like telling you certain things. It's trying to, you know, so you're fighting that too, I feel. But I don't think it's like, I think you just have to be.
You got to be pretty mindful, pretty disciplined out there
to
really do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And culturally too, I think a lot of, you know, you're in a smaller town, people are doing the same thing. You know, there's not a lot of health as far as like on the forefront of people's minds. Yeah. And so like, you know, go to the bar after work and you fucking go to this and you
fun
drink
stuff
beers.
Is drinking beers, eating wings, and watching games.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yep. So there isn't that influence out here. And then you move out here and you're like, how old are those people? Oh, they're like 75 and they're jacked and they're fucking like supermodels. You're like, what the fuck? Like you can be old like that and like not look crazy and like shit. Like you can just, you know, but it gives you a different perspective of like what is possible. And like, if you want to change your life, like it's really never too late to do that kind of stuff.
We got to wrap this up. We're out of time. I got to feed my meter.
Alrighty.
Oh, shit.
Well, all right.
Where's the time
thanks
going?
for having
me,
boys.
Yeah, this is
again
good hang.
Yeah.
You know, for the 13th episode, being kind of scared about that up top, I think it went pretty smooth, right?
Yeah, it was kind of dark in the beginning.
I'm really sorry to bring up all the pederasty in the beginning.
It's fine. It's, you know, that's a necessary evil, as they say, right? Yeah. Get the word out. Those people are still out there in Troop 57.
Yeah, Troop 57.
Troop 57. Look
Watch
out.
yourself.
Never forget.
So what we like to do at the end of each podcast, kind of go around and like let people know where they can find you, if anything you got going on that you're promoting, or go to maybe one of your baseball games. They can check you out.
Sure.
I want to go to one of your games. That you said you're gonna.
We got our last game of the regular season this Saturday in Beverly Hills. But you guys can all check out the Venice Gaze on Instagram at Venice Gaze, just like it's spelled. Venice Gaze. Okay. A lot of our videos are up there. You know, about 21 videos, so you can get a vibe for it. Cool. And I'll be in town doing stand-up here and there.
Yeah.
Check his
at one of these shows coming up here at this
Petty Cash.
Petty Cash.
Yeah.
Petty Cash coming up. Petty Cash.
True.
Yeah.
Cool.
And at Tony Klein Comedian, as usual. I say that every time. My outdated website is TonyKleinComedian.com, and I'm at the West Side Comedy Theater this Thursday. So this will drop Monday. So if you get this and you're like, where the fuck can I see this guy this week? Thursday, 8 o'clock, Santa Monica.
TonyKlein.com at hotmail.com. Is
At
that
Hotmail.
your Hotmail? You still got a Hotmail account?
Yes. MALE.
You can find me at Eric Rustler on Instagram, if I can say it right. And then you can
Instastar.
find this podcast on Instagram as well, The Eric and Tony Show. You can buy any of the apparel on adventuredumb.com, which is these shirts that I keep wearing and nobody's fucking buying them. So
Dude, those are cool. I'll buy one.
thanks, Andy. I
Yeah,
appreciate
see,
that.
everyone that
Give me-
comes on,
Ow.
you just make them buy a shirt.
Yeah, you can come on the podcast. You just have to buy.
13 sales now.
I love this logo, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate
That's
it.
dope.
So you can go to adventuredumb.com. You can buy any of these goofy shirts that I make or any of the Eric and Tony Show apparel. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I do 1 minute reels, clips, and all that stuff every single day. For every guest that we have on, you get a whole week of 1 minute clips out of this every day. I'll post them. And then check us out on Spotify. If you don't want to watch us, you can listen to the stupidness. And yeah, thanks for checking us out. And we will see you on the next one.
Peace.